It was around 70% of local Conservatives in Wellingborough picked Helen Harrison to be their Conservative candidate.
Helen, who is?
Helen Harrison is the partner of Mr Peter Bone.
But he used
MP.
to stand up in the House of Commons all the time talking about Mrs Bone.
That was his previous partner.
Right, so he's left
Mrs. Peter
Bone.
He's no longer with Mrs Bone.
And he's moved on to Helen Harrison, who has been appointed the Conservative candidate for the by-election caused by the suspension of Peter Bone.
She is, that's right.
OK, what have we found out about her?
And today we have discovered that Helen Harrison claimed at least £1,000 of Brexit campaign funding to her own physiotherapy firm. That Tory candidate, which she was previously a director of Grassroots Out, this campaign group was funded by the former MP and prominent Brexit backer, Mr Peter Bone. In 2016, this was a campaign, obviously part of that campaign, to leave the EU. But according to two registrations, two invoices, which are still up, by the way, on the Electoral Commission website. You can find these two online if anybody is of course doubting us. Two invoices from Grassroots Out were paid to Helen Harrison's physiotherapy firm, Harringworth Physiotherapy, totalling £500 each. They claim in that the cash was used for overheads and general administration, and the other was for administrative services. Now, I'm not sure about you, James, and I don't know how often you use a physiotherapist, but I'm not sure that they usually do administrative services. I could be wrong. They could do. But yes, both the Conservative Party and Miss Harrison declined to comment on this story. So I think we are at a bit of a loss, a bit of an end, a bit of a mystery as to what that cash was for and how it ended up in the hands of the director for that campaign. And obviously she wants to be a Tory MP in Wellingborough. She's fighting for the Conservative Party to replace her partner, Mr Bone, after that damning report that we discussed last year found him guilty of bullying staff. Mr Bone, we should, important to stress, denies all of those allegations, but the Commons did find him guilty and he was suspended from the Commons for 6 weeks. His constituents then had a recall petition. They chose to boot him out of his seat. He currently has an 18,000 seat majority, however.